Good afternoon and good evening, and may I say good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for doing this phenomenal Subnautica session with us today. Welcome Patrick from Holland. Welcome Jeremy Terrier from all the way from Singapore. This is exciting. Awesome stuff. And of course, thank you so much for everyone else who was tuning in to us today. I know there's many of you watching, but not everyone's leaving a comment in the chat, which is totally fine. Just enjoy the ride and see what we can uncover in HoN Wrath today, and of course, beyond. And of course, Rod's here. How exciting, Rod. That is so cool. I'm not entirely sure if the audio mix is going to be okay today, because Abduction has a slight issue with audio. The audio is very low. So the last few streams I've boosted it, but then that means if I mix in audio effects like that, that comes out extremely loud. So today I thought I'm going to use a compressor, and that's going to be possibly the solution to all our problems. I'm also, just before we get started, I have had an email from Brian Kramer, aka Zero Kelvin. I'm currently narrating his audiobook, and it's going really, really well. He is a big Abduction fan. He's been backing the game as the original backer when it was announced in 2013 as a Kickstarter campaign. And he's played the game a few years ago, and he's very kind enough to give me some tips every once in a while. So he has sent me an email. I'm going to read out what he said there. He sometimes gives me a little tip. He's working right now, but he may be with us at about 5 p.m. in about 1 hour from now. So here's what he says. I believe you asked during the Monday live stream if I had any more hints for you. I do have one. There is still one small but critical section of HoN Wrath that you have not been to yet. You almost visited it when you were trying to rediscover the door with the 3-digit number code. We totally went there last time. It was totally funky. The mayor's back door. You went through the dome behind Farley's house, turned right, and kind of around the little outcrop of rocks, then right again, where there was a short path leading back through the dome. I think you stopped right before going through it and turned around because Patrick correctly asked you to, and to head back to the other direction. But I guess what he's saying is go to the other direction this time, go back to that place, go to the other direction, and we'll see what happens. And good morning to you too, Steve. How exciting you can make it. This is a truly small yet international audience. So we have Singapore, we have Holland, we have Miami Beach, we have Independence, Missouri, and we have Queensland. How exciting. That is just so cool. That is seriously spanning the globe, isn't it? Awesome. Julia is here also with me. I did say Holland, didn't I? No, I did say Holland. Totally said Holland. Absolutely. I did say Holland. There we go. I guess let's just jump right in. Is the game actually on? Is it on? Have I loaded it already? I have. It's not coming up in the split. What a shame. Does this work? Oh, come on. Don't leave me hanging, man. Hey, that's not the right game, is it? That's just black. That's crazy. Let me fix that right away. What's going on? Do you know, this is why I basically need an hour to get this whole setup ready, rather than showing you black pictures with me rambling. That's just not what we want, is it? So let's go to properties, and then it's trying to look at Voodoo Vince. That of course does not quite exist. Let's try that. Abduction. There it is. And if I do that, then we have Abduction. Perfect. There. Let's have a look what happens here today and where we are. Gremlins everywhere, of course. So, as I said, low audio levels. I hope we can hear everything if and when audio is audible. The black screen of death, that is seriously dead. I remember now, we had a look at this last time, and we couldn't quite make our way into the submarine. It's so dark, Jeremy, we can't even see what's going on. And Dreamlab is here! How exciting! Should we make note of these numbers here? 6, 8. Oh my god. And this thing doesn't have a number. Is that important? The dark gremlins, absolutely. Rod, terrible. And this also doesn't have a number. I feel like we should be able to go in here, but I don't think the game will let me do that. No. As hard as I try, I can't get in here. Oh, of course, Jay's mom. Of course, mom. If you're watching, if you found the right channel, thank you so much for tuning in. That is exciting. My mom likes this game. I've been looking this morning, actually. This is so nice. Do you know, Dreamlab, it's actually interesting that you bring up the Subnautica stream. First of all, we were thinking of you, of course. And second, the YouTube made it viral just a little bit. I don't know what happened, but somehow I have close to 500 views on that thing. Amazing. That's never happened before. So it looks like it's, one of the most watched things on YouTube right now. It's very cool. Some people dislike it. I guess they had expected something else. Oh, okay. Julia is asking, do we need a third... Jeremy, I'm sorry. Yes, good point. Jeremy, good point. Julia is asking me on your behalf. Sometimes I miss messages in the chat. We have 6 and 8, and there's a 7. And there's a 3. And the 3 may have significance because there's a rocket standing in the thing that says 3. So, 6, 7, 8, and 3. Interesting, that's 4 numbers. Yeah, excellent. Remember that. Now, I don't quite remember which way we got into this. I think it was from this way, wasn't it? It could well be. Yeah, because it's not just unreadable, it's like completely not there. It could well be important. Can you imagine? This is today's session. Half an hour in that room here, and we're thinking, oh, look at the water effects on the ceiling. Check it out. That is very clever. That is very clever. I can't even make out the water myself, but of course the render engine can. And there we go. That's what I'm thinking, Dreamlab. Doesn't really matter how it happened, it's just, it happened. We're bringing Subnautica back to one of the most viewed games on all the major streaming portals. This thing can't be opened, and is there anything behind here that we've forgotten? So dark. And maybe Mixer didn't just go down, maybe it's just very, very dark. Okay, I'm thinking let's get out of here and see where else this thing is going to take us. And then I guess the first thing we'll do, if we ever find our way out of here, we can have a look if Brian's tip will come to fruition. I don't recall us going down here. I do recall us trying to decipher these signs here. Anyone speak Russian? Where's Mike Myers when you need him? I wonder what that says. Well, Patrick, that sounds ambitious, if anything. Oh, the picnic area, that's the one, exactly. Yeah, with the picnic signs and the picnic glasses and everything here, yeah. I must say, even though there's probably 16 hours of gameplay in here, if you play it straight through, I have a feeling we've just taken our time here. I think there's another, I don't know, there's probably many, many more hours to go. But we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be, we're going to finish that game today. I can't see it myself. Mainly because I have no idea how to get out of here. If this is how I got out of here, how I got into here, how am I going to get out of here? It's vodka is indeed the way. Okay, let's try this way. That's how I got in. Didn't I? No, that's just a massive circle. Oh, here, there we go. This could be a nice scene as well. Okay, so we have a nuclear submarine with not much else to explore, but that's behind this door. I don't know if there are any other doors that we can have a look through. And now that we can turn around our cart, we can basically point it at anything. So that's good to remember. That's one of the major things we've discovered last time, that we can use this cart now and turn it around so that we can point this laser at the front, which, let's just examine how that works, how that's made. We can now point that at any of these red glowing rocks and then go and blast our way through it. Good morning, Kavana. So nice of you to drop by. So exciting. That is seriously cool. You are from Malaysia, is that right? My God, we have such an international audience. And of course, very, very early birds. Very nice. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to go and walk my way over to Farley's house because we've had this amazing tip from Brian, aka Zero Kelvin, and he says behind Farley's house there's this little tiny piece of rock outcrop that lets us get back into the dome and into another area. And I'll see, he says there's something major thing that we've forgotten to explore, and that may well keep us occupied for, let's just see how many hours. Oh, do you remember this? Yes. We've discovered so many funky things last time. I can't even imagine what else we're going to explore here. That's what I'm thinking, Jeremy. You and Kavana, you guys are neighbors. How exciting! Into the far reaches of the world, this stream from my desktop will take you. That's just so cool. Unbelievable. So let me see if I interpret Brian's email correctly there. Behind Farley's house, you went through the dome, turned right. Hang on a minute. You went through the dome behind Farley's house, so I guess that's over here. Oh, were those the numbers, Julia? No, it didn't have the number 1 in it. Went through the dome behind Farley's house, then right again, where the path is leading back to the dome. So that's possibly here. Possibly. Oh yes, and we've discovered that when we go, there's kind of a dimensional shift here. As we approach the dome, we can just about see what's behind there without walking through it. So all that picture that's overlaid here. But the directions are kind of shifted. So if we wanted to go, say, out to the north and we wanted to come back into the east, if we were to see this as a sphere, we'd have to go west. Oh my God, I'm confused already. So he's saying, go through the dome, rock outcrop, then turn right. Yes. Turn right. Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 options here. We can either go here, go straight through the dome here. Let's do that. And there's another one on that little path down there. So I guess that'll be down here. So we've got a little path, and we've got another path. Isn't this just by Farley's house? No, it is not, is it? I I wonder if this was already what he's talking about. No, this is getting us back to Farley's house. Ah. Maybe he means something else then. Or maybe it's cold, that's very true. Okay, right, so we go... Let's do this again, let's do this again. We go into here. I love going through the dome. This is just so cool. We can't go anywhere here. Oh, can we? See you, Steve. Take care. Thank you for dropping in. That is very true. We don't have to pay for Brian's tips. That's very good. And then there's that little thing down here. So let's just see where that takes us. Have we been here before? As they're being teleported to the faraway reaches of... Oh, this looks nice. You can literally see how cut out this world is here. Okay. Where are we now? Little rock bridge. Interesting. Rod, have you got coffee? And is Joe watching, more to the point? I can hear something quite interesting. And if you are watching, Joe, then, you know, welcome to Abduction. We're thinking, Julie and I were thinking earlier, we should call this stream slot, like on the Monday, that could be Mystery Monday. And when Abduction is over, we could potentially play another mystery type game. Maybe something along the lines of the... Oh, I don't think we've been here before. Something along the lines of Myst. There's the Remist version, what is that called again? The one where you can actually run around in a 3D environment? Ark, that sounds interesting. Ooh, that sounds very interesting, Dreamlab. There are literally so many games we can play. I was thinking we can start by some that are already in our libraries, perhaps. But, you know, it's just so cool. I mean, very good tip. Ark, I love it. Thank you so much. And Patrick, you suggested one as well, I believe on Discord. But I cannot remember what that was. I haven't been on Discord yet. I've just seen a message fly by every so often on my home screen. Oh. I don't think we've been here at all. Well, perhaps this is worthy of a little screenshot. Without the head of the woman in there. Oh, that's not the screenshot button, is it? That's the one. Perfect. Machine. See, this is why, if you do decide to play one that you haven't played before, just drop it on Mixer and maybe we can drop in. Where exactly are we? This area looks familiar, but it isn't really. It's... Oh, we've been here before, haven't we? There, on this platform there. That's where we've been before. But we've not been on top of here, where we wouldn't have been able to go, I guess. The Talos Principle. Right. What's that all about, Patrick? Whoops. I thought there was a jump button there. I've done something super exciting this week, literally yesterday. I've installed the Unreal Engine. Oh my god, that is just so cool. So, what do we do with this machine? Does it have a lever? Yes, there's a pressable lever there, and there's a button there. Lever, button. Anything else explorable here? Well, that's all the button. Do you think that's a coffee machine, Rod? What shall we do first? I'll let you guys decide. Shall we press the button first, or shall we try the lever? Maybe it's a special type of K-cup machine, something like that. Perhaps it's the O-cup machine. Well, button. Let's do that. Okay, Dreamlab got it. We do the button. Unbelievably uneventful. Let's try the lever. Oh dear. Perhaps now is a good time to press the button. Oh, that old cookie. There we go again. This is exactly what happened last time, wasn't it? With that other thing that we found. Very similar machine. Got us probably into yet another dimension. Ah. And then the thing stops. Well, let's just hope we can get back. I'm pretty sure we've not been here before. Oh, look at that. Creeping fog. Julia has her doubts about if this was good or not. This very much reminds me of Mist. Mordor. And they too have that red laser beam active. Up here, just about visible. Good thing I can't walk off a platform here. Perhaps that's worthy of a screenshot as well. You can put some figures there on that little walkway on the right. It looks like we can make our way down there as well. Aye aye, Captain. Death counter at the ready. Try it out, see if it works. I think it should work. Actually, the good thing is we can't actually die in this game. Oh, look at that. Doesn't exactly work, does it? Maybe I didn't switch it on. I've loaded the bot, but maybe it doesn't... Yeah, of course, I have to manually start that counter. I'm going to have to transition to that cloud bot thing that they've got going there. Ah! Oh, are you thinking what I'm thinking? We can twist this thing and perhaps then make a bridge between other parts of this thing. So currently this and that is bridged, which is like nothing, but perhaps in order for us to walk down that pathway over there, perhaps we need to twist this thing around. Yes, otherwise you get killed. That's exactly right, Jeremy. Wasn't it in the newer Star Trek films that they've actually cracked a joke about this? I think so. Mike Myers! How you doing? We could have used your help earlier because there was some Russian writing that we couldn't decipher. I was thinking maybe you can help us out. That's the one. That's the joke. So this is kind of intriguing because it doesn't exactly do what we had expected it to do. This thing spins, but it doesn't actually twist this thing over so that we can go and explore this area. Wherever we are, which is, you know, don't really know that yet. What is that? Oh my god, is that a skeleton? Well, we'll take you back to that spot. Maybe you can tell us. Dreamlab seems to think it's called picnic area, but it had like this, you know, radioactive sign next to it, so we all have our doubts about that. We'll see. We'll go back there. Right now, we've just jumped through to another dimension, we believe, and we're now no longer in HoN Wrath, Dorothy. We're now somewhere else. I can also now no longer twist this thing. This is now inactive. Can we do anything else? That could be. So it looks like it's one of those things you set in motion once, and that's the end of it. But there's also this is the same platform, isn't it? I'm just thinking we can't go onto the other side there, and this thing, those cogs, or this whole thing looks like a cog. That's why I had kind of expected it to twist itself. Oh, there we go. Aha! Yet another lever. Let's try that, shall we? That didn't work. Let's try that again. We'll try the other direction. Ah! Okay. It's not a skeleton, it's alive! You're not gonna jump on us and kill us and everything, are you? Do you know, I wonder if that's actually an alien life form. I mean, I don't know which of the other dimensions we're in, but it could well be that this is one... Could be that he's injured. Look, this could be his blood. Could that be? Well, see what's at the bottom of these stairs, huh? Very steampunk vibe everywhere in this dimension. Can you all hear this music okay? I'm always a little bit worried about the audio levels in this game. Cool. What are we going to do with this? I think so too. I think that is... could well be alien eggs. This looks like the same X-type structure. Oh my god. What's flashing around here? It's just not yellow, these are blue. Oh, dead alien pods. Do you know, this reminds me a little bit of that moment when Agent Mulder steps on that alien spaceship and Scully's asleep and she of course doesn't believe anything he's saying when he recalls that story. Ugh. Okay, out we go again. Someone's raised a flag already, look at that. Where are we? Do you know, I can only surmise that... And there's a tree! No way! I can only surmise that we have to do exactly the same thing that we did in HoN Wrath. Namely, on one hand, switch off that red laser, whatever is causing that, so that it no longer, I don't know, fires against the outside of the dome. So have a look at that. And then, of course, try to supply that tree with water. I would imagine. That's going there. Do you know what I also find interesting is that they too seem to have these stone spheres here. Same or very similar construction to the one that we've seen in HoN Wrath. What have we got here? This looks like we could be traveling with it somehow into that. Oh my goodness. What could possibly go wrong? Exactly. Oh. Look familiar to you? No way. This could be a map of this world. Let's just take a quick picture before we forget. It just makes you wonder, I mean, if this thing also teleports us to another dimension, then I would imagine it'll teleport us to a dimension that we've not been to yet. So from HoN Wrath we could go here, and from that same place where we arrived at we can go back to HoN Wrath, but this may just take us elsewhere. Should we try it out? I mean, while we're here? Not that we need to do a lot more exploring on here, but I was thinking maybe this is going to take us from HoN Wrath. We go into two different worlds. We found a second one of these 2 episodes ago, I believe. Let's try it out, see what happens. So last time we just go for that lever. It may not work because that red laser is still pointing at this sphere, at the dome of this sphere, so it may not actually work. Oh, but it does. Yes, that could be Dreamlab. Let's consult our screenshots and see if we can make heads or tails of it. Takes a little time to load in that new world because it's so far away. Okay. Ah. Hang on a minute. We've seen this before, haven't we? We've been... This is HoN Wrath, isn't it? Screenshot that. Yes, good point. Very good point, Patrick. Because it looks just like... Oh, it looks similar to what we've just seen in the other world. But I thought that we've seen this place in HoN Wrath. How come we have overlooked that? Oh, this is crazy. Could this be a different version of HoN Wrath? This is completely HoN Wrath. We go to the left here, we see hello, we say hello to CJ, CW even. I thought we did go in that room. Either we missed that thing. The good thing is we have it on video. Let's watch the first episode of Abduction. Hey, this is where CW lives. We're back? Let's say hello to him. Let's ask him for help. Okay, old man.
Made progress. It's nice not having to do all this myself. You can just keep connecting all the trees, all the roots. I gotta finish the plates around the tree. I'll get them connected to my battery. If you ain't already done so, I need that battery cable plugged in. Remember, everything connected.
That's deep, man. Everything connected. That's really deep. We need to remember that. Crabs, spiders, it's all connected, isn't it? Crazy. That is just... And you know, Patrick, do you remember when we went to have a look at that cable that we were going to plug in? Where was that again? Was that in here? Hang on a minute. This... We couldn't go through this last time. Do you remember this was the thing? That is basically all this area behind that little shop over here, behind this thing. And it has two entrances. One here, one there, and it was not possible for us to penetrate that sphere that was covering this whole thing. And it looks like this sphere has gone now in, well, this version of HoN Wrath, because it didn't have glowing red stones in it, so we couldn't penetrate this. So now it looks like we can have a look behind it, and it turns out oh yeah, that was a real person. I would imagine that was, you could tell by the bad key around the edges. You can always tell. No, that was probably a real actor. And like you say, that's much, much faster to record. But look, this is kind of interesting that we find now a button at the back of this mysterious machine that we could, before that, only operate from the front. It makes me wonder then, we didn't discover this because there was just this big piece of rock in front of it. Dang. And we're back. I guess in a minute. That's how this works, right? Oh, Julia said to press it. It's all Julia's fault. Bang a little wooden shack. Oh, no, 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 no. Look at this. We're now trapped just like the HoN Wrathian sphere was mainly ordered. This is exactly what happened in HoN Wrath. This thing was around the edges. Or at least we're trapped with this machine here. Oh. I wonder if that helps us out in some shape or form. Ah, Mr. Zero Kelvin! You've just come at the right time, because we seem to have trapped ourselves in some kind of stony sphere. We were teleported back from HoN Wrath back into this world, which we haven't got a name for yet. I'm sure it has a name, I just can't think of it right now. And we were finally exploring this little alcove behind that little grocery store, and discovered there's an additional part in HoN Wrath now that we hadn't explored before. And then we found the back of this machine, pressed it again, and then of course we were now trapped in this dimension, which we were about to explore. Thank you so much thanks to your tips. So I think I'm gonna go, because there's nothing else to do here, I'm gonna go and pull that lever again. Press the button again. Oh, that's a really cool effect. There's an iPhone app called Percolator that does the same thing with your photos. It disintegrates a photo and then you can reassemble in little blobs. Yeah, I think we discovered that. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, exactly. Great. Now we're back in HoN Wrath, but we're also trapped here. No, we're not. We're back in HoN Wrath, aren't we? Yes, of course. We're back in HoN Wrath. Oh my god, my brain hurts. We're back in HoN Wrath, which now has opened this dimension. But this is not how we got into the other sphere. We got into the other sphere through your instructions. I had kind of expected us to go back to the other dimension, which we kind of did, just on the wrong angle. No. I think Dreamlab has got something there. I'm sorry. Zero Kelvin has got something there, because this thing. So I understand the significance of this thing now. This has tracks. Thank you so much for hosting my stream, by the way. Very cool. This thing has tracks, doesn't it? So we can now drive our thing into here, press the button, and then basically our cart will be in the other dimension. Ha ha ha! It'll only be of limited help, of course, because in the other dimension it'll be kind of blocked. But this is the way to get the cart over, I think. Ooh. And it also gives us a clue as to how we can disable the red thing in the other world. We're not going to find another card. We're going to have to bring your own card type program thing. If I can only remember where that thing is. I think it's over here. Oh, Mike, this is great. I can actually, before we do that, I can totally show you that Russian writing. Maybe you can identify that for us. Can you imagine? Yes. Thinking it's in here, isn't it? Was that closed last time? Oh, was it one of those things where we could get out but not go in again? Oh, what? Oh, it's over here. Oh. Sorry, be with you in a moment. Here, there we go. Yes, we're thinking about those signs here. There's quite a few of them, and I think they all say the same. What do you think, Mike? What does this mean? Does it say picnic area? Has to be. It has to be. To put it into context, in case you do need a bit of context there, Mike, this leads to that. It doesn't say picnic area? Damn. How could we be so wrong? Ah, right. That makes more sense now, doesn't it? That would explain the radiation symbol as well. I must say, I do enjoy the creepy music here. We haven't really been doing much in this room, and it's now that I'm discovering this layer upstairs there. I don't think we've explored that. I don't think we got to that yet. It looks like we've got a ladder. We've got a whole area up here. Do you know, or was it not even there last time? That could be. It does make me think that we may not be back in HoN Wrath so much as in a slightly different version of HoN Wrath, perhaps. It's the flicker world, Brian, I'm telling you. And we're wearing that suit. I'm confused now. I'm like you, Patrick. I'm thinking, was this even there before? Have we just not seen it? That's the one HoN Wrath +1. Okay, we're gonna go back to HoN Wrath 0 now. Has the writing changed in this? Man, did we remember what if we had 188 welding rods? So, Mike, there's another thing for you here. It says one retro encabulator. The rocket, yeah, okay, cool. Let me know what this means here. Under one retro encabulator, Mike. That's also interesting. Would be interesting to know. That's another bit of Russian that we can't decipher. The rocket. You mean this rocket here? The one that's clearly missing its casing, the one that could go off at any moment, Patrick. Yeah, sure, we'll go to that rocket and examine it much closer. Can we do anything here? And also, CW wanted us to plug in some kind of cable. I think that's kind of another mission. Oh, I'm stopping. Look at the rocket. I'm looking at it. Anywhere particular? And a 3 left. Sure thing. Down, yes. Down. Yeah, there's a 3. These tubes. I see. Thank you, Mike. Oh, these things here, you mean? Cable things. No. Okay. I'm trying to retrace my steps here. So so this is the rocket. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, that's very exciting. Yeah, so much for low latency, Mixer. Make it lower, make it faster. Are we there yet? Let's finish the game. Come on, quick. Yeah, but usually the latency was a little bit better on Mixer. Don't know what happened. So, okay, let's do this again. Here's the right. I'm gonna wait for you, and as soon as I can see from the pointy thing, yes, on the rocket, like here, I guess. Yes, from the pointy thing. But you know, seriously, we're now across so many different dimensions. Of course, the internet stream is going to lag a little bit. We're going down, okay. Going down. I'm going down all the way to about here. We shall call this 100%. If you want me to go up again, It's difficult to type when you left is my left, stage left, or character left, further left. We're getting there, we're getting there. My fellow trans-dimensional travelers. A bit further, maybe over here. Yeah, Patrick, we're expecting real good result here for that. Totally stopping already. Yeah, that's exactly. This is the next thing Patrick's going to say. Ah, that's okay. We've changed our mind. It's okay. The two tubes left. Do you mean these things here? Left corner. You mean the yellow cables here? No. Do you mean these two bollards that are popping out here? That's the stuff. Do you know, that's a really good question. I wonder that myself. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. One of you needs to go back and basically scroll back 30 minutes and see what it looked like then, and more or less at the beginning of this. Also, I really want to know if this whole area up here was actually there already with the ladder, because it's so... I mean, we were either too excited and just haven't seen it. Huh. I don't remember those things either. Julia is killing herself laughing. Right. Let's get out of here. I'm glad we did this though, because it looks like things may have changed. What was that? Let's just put that down to the engine is trying to render some audio that wasn't supposed to be rendered until a second later. Deadpool, thank you so much for joining in. Oh, we walked around in a circle again. We've got a kind of an old person, really confused moment going here. We're not entirely sure if what we're experiencing is actually real. Oh, there we go. That's the exit, isn't it? Or in what dimension we're in. Yoda and an old person. That would be very funny. I think I'm going to grab my cart here. My wonderful riding machine. And I think I'm going to go and park that inside that other room there, and then I'll press the button, and then we'll see if this thing will in fact come with us to the other dimension. Oh, cool! Thank you so much for checking, Dreamlab. No, Christina, I don't know. I haven't checked Discord. She was on Discord earlier. She may well be resting. And if you're watching later, Christina, we're thinking of you. We're completely confused and we really need your input here. There we go. So we can do this now. We can park this thing here. Oh, this is going to be a little bit... Creepy music's already coming out. So... do that, then this thing does that, and then of course we need to press the button. We're gonna need to know how to operate the machinery, and now it does this. Oh! Oh! And now we're expecting to be in that other dimension, but with our cart. And we're also expecting, sadly, to be trapped here. Oh, we say trapped, maybe we're in exactly the right spot. Look at that, this thing is pointing directly at that laser. Ah, let me just get myself in position here. Perhaps like this. Oh wow, this is easier than we thought. Almost there. Red laser meet blue laser. Positioning is everything. It's a bit like 3-point parking here, this. Just, you know, more difficult. Joe, thank you so much for joining in. Sinus problems, that's not good. Could this be it? Do I still need to go further back? Many others would have tried to shoot the laser like 5 times by now, but I'm a perfectionist. I like to line this up and back a bit, left a bit, left a bit, down a bit. See, it's just not quite working here. I need to... Let's try going the other way. Nah. Do you know what? I have a feeling... I think so too. Okay, I think, and this is exactly what the game developers would do. If I can't reach it from this position here, because really I have to turn it further right to reach that. I have a feeling we need to go and turn the cart around. It probably needs to face the other way. Yeah, because look, when I do this, when I go further back, this is as far as I can go back. It looks like it would just hit the laser, but now that rock thing is in the way. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Patrick. That is a shame. Who won then? Oh wow. USA. USA. Hey, no problem at all. We know how to turn that cart around. Let's do it. Put that machine on. Press that scary button. That's soccer indeed, yes. That is so funny. Foosball, really. Okay, let's take a little... Oh, look at that. There's a firefly effect here. I guess interdimensional traveling doesn't happen without any side effects. Now, can you all remember where I need to go in order to turn my cart around? It was to the right here, wasn't it? And go straight through the dome. That's the wrong way. We just need to quickly do this. Play. Oh, come on. There we go. Go here and go there. That's it, exactly. The roundabout junkyard. Just how do we get there? I hope the tracks are pointing us the right way. I seem to remember it was just all the way through here and then to the right over here. That was it, wasn't it? There we go. Oh yes, of course. I must make sure it's not. I'm not going too fast here. Indeed, indeed. So we go over here. I love that it goes all slower when you climb a hill here. It's crazy, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Still in HoN Wrath. And that roundabout thing, that was literally just drive through it once and then that's it, right? That should turn us around. I'd imagine. And then we basically just keep going now. This is cool. I remember when in Germany, when all the broadcasters were given a separate channel, they didn't quite know what to put out between midnight and 9 a.m. in the morning. So they came up with really ingenious, cheap programming that would go out on terrestrial TV in certain regions of Germany. And one of them was Berlin. And they thought, do you know what? Let's just put a camera at the front of a subway train, because no one ever gets to see it. In Germany, the subways they're driven by humans, and you can't go to the very front. You can never look out of the front of that. So they just have that going, and I must say, I found myself watching that, mesmerized. It was so cool. That was back in those days when money wasn't an issue, and programming material was made not because money had to be created with it. It was just for the sheer pleasure of it. We need to, rather than put out a test card or something, we just put out something nice, like, you know, follow the man who drives your subway train. Yeah, exactly. They just switched it off back then, wasn't it? That's how they treated it. And then no one was on air during the night. And then Charlie came in at 8 in the morning, switched the transmitter on again. That was how that would, you know, great. I think we're already in the right place here. The card over here. There. Ha ha ha. Want to beam to the next nearest dimension here. Not sure which one that is. Did I press that button properly? Guess I didn't. That's it, exactly. We don't even get these pictures anymore. Back in the day, that's what that used to look like. Proper noise. Looks a little bit like this now. Aha! Now, my fellow HoN Wrathians, can we look at that red laser? Why, yes, we can! Look at that! That's exactly what we needed to do. Is that correctly lined up? There we go. Blue laser time! Okay, who wants to do the honors? Let's zap that thing and see what happens. That certainly did the trick. It sounds a little bit creepy, But that red laser thing is definitely gone. It's Abduction! The cops of whatever this dimension is. That's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Oh my god, I can't flick that switch. That flash always makes me think, has it happened already? But I guess it hasn't. It just encapsulates us in this glow, and then we press the button and then it does this. Ah. Dreamlab, here in the US, we don't have terrestrial TV anymore, do we? Because I remember that in Europe, that was largely switched off, like terrestrial analog TV, I should say. They still have a terrestrial digital version, but there was a big hoo-ha about the fact that people, in order to receive it, had to buy a digital set-top box. And they still didn't have to have cable and all, but yeah. Yeah, I suppose the challenges in Europe were just very different than here in the US, where here the distances are just so much larger. It's very confusing for Europeans to understand that you have a main network like whatever, Fox or CBS or ABC or whatever, and you don't just have one transmitter for that. So in Germany we had two main channels, much like in the UK they had two main channels, and they were just, that was the program that was transmitting all over the country. And because the distances here are just so much larger, you had affiliates doing that job for the broadcasters. Yeah, same in Europe. They just, I don't think it was the, I think it was the government who then auctioned it off to, that frequency space was auctioned off to mobile operators, and so that they could roll out LTE and stuff like that. Now, the obvious issue that we have is that we've disabled the red laser in the other dimension, but in order to now do some more exploring there, we need to go somehow back to that dimension. Because we're back in HoN Wrath, aren't we? So, let's go back then to Farley's house. I can? Oh. Oh, of course! Brian, of course! It gets us there just with a flicked thing. Yes. You see, this makes sense that this whole thing was kind of encapsulated, wasn't it? And we did not see this because it was physically not there. That makes perfect sense now. They were very good, Patrick. They were very, very good, yes. They were kind of... I had to look several times to understand what you actually put in there, but yeah, that was very good. Maybe I'll take some more pictures today, especially of this new dimension that we found. And then we can mess around with those as well. That's a very, very cool idea. So if ever you need me to take a screenshot, please let me know and I'll go ahead and do that. And just casually traveling to a completely new dimension. Not entirely sure where I am or when I am. Let's call it Grey World. There's HoN Wrath and there's Grey World. Until we figure out a name for this. Is that snow on those trees over there? It almost looks like it. Yes, the purple, I think those were kind of, they look like leaves from Oh no, they're not leaves, they're maybe torn off pieces of these things. This has teeth. So funny. That's good to hear, Rod. I know that misfortunes, they can always have a little bit of a damper on the creativity. I'm glad you're back in the habit. And I'm really sorry to hear about your Cintiq. First of all, I didn't even know you had one until you mentioned it fairly recently. That's very cool. But yeah, that it is broken is not so cool. I'm trying to frame up a nice screenshot here. I would have wanted to go further back there, but that didn't quite work. This looks interesting, so I'll maybe take a picture here. Cintiq is a pressure-sensitive tablet with an integrated screen. It's basically like an Intuos, but with a monitor attached. And they're selling it for criminal amounts of money. I'm trying to get a little bit closer to that tree, but I guess it can't just be that easy as just walking over there. Or is it? Oh, very expensive toy. I could never afford one myself. Yes, I think they tried to overcome that issue, Patrick. They were bringing out something called the Cintiq Companion, which is essentially a Windows tablet. Indeed, yes. Oucharoo. Vlad V, thank you so much for subscribing. Woohoo! Thank you for joining us on our mysterious journey through HoN Wrath and beyond. We're not entirely sure what this dimension is called, but we're certainly not in Kansas anymore. So we have orange blobs and we have blue blobs. I wonder if they will help us somehow in powering up the tree in this dimension. Or maybe these things have just overgrown this machine. I really don't know. Can't make head or tail of it. It looks all very exciting, but there's also nothing I can press or do just now. Unless this is a lever? No, this is not a lever. This is all very intriguing, I must say. And then there's this. And is this another one of those friends we've met here? The guys with a... perhaps the kind of alien species? One that isn't bleeding this time. Or maybe it's something completely different. Ah. It is, isn't it, Mike? Absolutely amazing. Last time I just found myself just looking at things. Sometimes it's just so nice to delve into this world and think, my God, you guys have done so much work on this. I just found out that Myst is available not just as a classic or as a remade edition, it's also available as an edition called the Real Myst, I believe. And that has been also remade, I think, and that is one that looks very similar to this, so you can actually walk around in Myst. I'm thinking of getting that. That's currently available on GOG for something like 50% off, $8.99 or something. Alright, okay. Interesting. What do you think this machine would have been used for? Is this something that you take over there and then grab something from down here? It's so huge. Thank you for hosting my stream, Rod, and sharing it with 0 followers. That's very generous of you. I'll tell you what, I'll follow you, and then you can share my stream with me. I think I'm following most of you, actually. I must go through that list of followers and follow back. Can you imagine? It's just a back scratcher, that's what it is. And it's got really fine pointy things, so it's a back scratcher and toothpick all in one. Good stuff. You never know what these aliens look like. What do you think we can use this machine for? I mean, I'm glad that we could even go... That's right, exactly. Who are we to judge? Yeah, this looks all nice and sturdy here with the rickety wooden walkway. No problem. Yeah. Commander, get Will Smith in here. He'll know what to do. I'm intrigued now if this is one dimension, and you know, don't forget, we may not necessarily have opened something that allows us to do something in here. I'm just getting a vibe that, much like what CW was confirming, that we need to give this tree some water, just like we did in our dimension, or in HoN Wrath, shall I say. So I guess the same needs to happen here in Grey World. But also we have a whole other dimension to explore as well. That is also something we can look into. Not that I remember where exactly that was. I'm sure we can find it. That was back from HoN Wrath. This is kind of inaccessible. That's true, we haven't heard that, Dreamlab. Maybe we just need to re-plug the cable somewhere else. Yeah, so I'm thinking... Is this the way we came in? And what's going down here? And what is this? Oh. I'm thinking that, Rod. I think that's exactly how this works. I think once we activate the trees in these worlds, we'll probably be able to travel between the dimensions via that underground lair underneath the mayor's office. I think that is exactly how this works. Everything is just so easy, isn't it? So this is how we came in here, right? I seem to remember. Round and round? Yes, exactly, from here. Okay, cool. So before we go back there and see what we can do with that thing at the bottom here, if that is in fact something we should be doing anything with, let's have a look back there. Because there was a little fork in the road I wanted to have a look at. Over here. Through here. All the way over here. Oh, we're back here. Okay. I had a feeling there was something that would have led me down a different path. Oh, that would be so nice if we could do that. Or maybe it wasn't a fork. I thought we could just go down here, but I guess we can't. Down here? It's reverse psychology, that's what that is. So, this is how we started, this is how we got into here. And the secret of even going here was, in fact, to pull that lever over there. Now it looks like we have another thing to pull. Let's just see what happens when we do that. Back. Oh, this thing here. It is also a lever. Patrick, well spotted. If only I could move it. Exactly, yes. That's the currency here, J points. Man, shame we weren't on that platform. It was probably just the position that I was not in properly. Why is this thing spinning? Oh well. I mean, I know it's spinning because we set it in motion. I was just wondering, you know, What? Wind power, that could be. Oh, of course. You thinking what I'm thinking? Of course we switched off the laser. Of course we can go in and out as much as we like. Let's see what that's like when we do that in this dimension. Ah, yes. Where are we now? Is this the other side of this thing? Yes, it is, isn't it? I think so, I think so. I think so too. Some serious fog effect going on here. I have, Mike. Thank you so much. In fact, just yesterday, I've installed Unreal on my computer and I've had a look through the regular blueprints that come with Unreal, and they're just mind-blowing already. I mean, this pick a blueprint, click a button, play a game, that is just so unbelievable. That seriously is amazing. And I've downloaded those freebies. There's on our Discord, there's a few more freebies that I've posted there, much like in the same kind of caliber that you've posted. World building tools for medieval bits and bobs, and ooh, look at this. This is all green over here. That's exciting. So yes, that's on our Discord, by the way. If you want to join in, you can. Are you on Discord? On our Discord? There's all those links there, but you can also find them on the internet, free for the month of July. Julia's going to post a link to the Discord server in there. Perfect. Thank you, Julia. And that in the Discovery section, there's several other freebies there. So I can't wait to play around with that. Do you know, seriously, we should do that as a collaborative effort. Steel cables. The steel cables. Which ones are those? Are they? Oh, this one. These ones here. Don't do it. You've got so much to live for. Now, what do you know? Okay. Not just yet. Where's that can of WD-40 when you need it? Do you have that in Holland, Patrick? WD-40? Or is that I wouldn't be surprised if it's a worldwide brand. Yeah, we must watch out for more of these entry points there to the outside world, or to the outside of the sphere, so we can walk through it and see what else we can reach. Do you know what I find interesting is when I look at these trees here, anything that's green over here, that looks like that's the outside of this sphere, isn't it? So the inside of this is kind of this alien world, I guess. The grey stuff with the, steampunk vibe. And the outside of this is all the green stuff here, so all the green trees. It makes you wonder, perhaps this is actually on Earth. So maybe if this is in fact Earth, what we're seeing on the outside, then maybe those spheres have just moved dimensions. Do you know what I mean? That's right, exactly. An alien world bubble on Earth, whereas our Earth bubble is now on some alien planet with all the purple rocks and all. Maybe they've just switched places, or they've rotated places. And perhaps, in order to finish the game, perhaps our mission is to put those bubbles into all the right places again, so that, you know, Earth is back on Earth, and Grey World is back on, I don't know, Grey World planet. So, stuck lever to put machine in motion. Have we missed anything here? I haven't seen it. I've missed it. It was on Amazon Prime. Birmingham is England's second largest city, by the way. Which is weird because London is kind of the largest one, with, depending on where you draw the outside edge of London, is between 8 and 20 million people, whereas Birmingham has only got 2 million, and then it just all, you know, goes smaller from there. I can also see something down here that's very interesting. I wonder what that is. Or if we could go there somehow. So if we can't go any further over here, perhaps we're going to go back through how we got here. And then we'll see if we can penetrate our bubble, Grey World bubble as we'd like to call it now, and see where else we can pop out. Can we squeeze through here? That'd be kind of cool. Can we? Yes, we can. Oh, look at this. Ah, okay, that's how we get back to this. Okay, okay, fine. Fine. It's closer than I thought. Press this lever now. I think so too, because look, back here it looks like that's another entrance into somewhere else. There's that, there's this, basically the middle of nowhere it looks like. How did we do that last time? And we can move this thing, but then there was another thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see. Teabag, how you doing? Yes, awesome. Let's see where this leads us. Prepare yourself for a jump through interdimensionality. Oh no, it doesn't happen. Oh, another machine. We have a feeling we know what this does. We'll try that out in a minute. What does the rest of this do? Huh. Oh, is it? Okay, cool. All right. Yes, yes, yes. You see, now that I look back on it, thank you, Brian, now it looks familiar. Interesting. Okay, good. So we know that. Let's see where else this bridge leads us. I'm just going to leave that lever alone. And just keep flicking this switch here. there's another little friend up here on the rocks. We haven't been able to speak with him yet. That we can't penetrate. We have to be literally going through the green stuff. Like so. We know where that gets us. Meanwhile, that gets us here, which gets us to that other area. I'm sure there's more to it than that as well. I'm pretty sure we haven't quite seen everything yet. Yeah, okay, so that's all we can do with these things. That is just very, very cool. It's very mysterious, isn't it? I think Mystery Monday is a very, very good name for this type of session. On Monday, we'll solve mysteries. Can we do anything with this now? I think this just started the wind wheel at the top there. The red thing, that was this one here. I think that's the lever that we had done things with. What can we do with this lever? Oh, I see. That's kind of calling the lift, so to say. I like that. I like it. And that'll be the title music for that. So my friends, I'm kind of at my wit's end. I have a feeling I just want to go back to HoN Wrath and look at a piece of Earth. Very nice. So in order to do that, let's try, and I've already forgotten how to do it. This was over here, wasn't it? Right, cool. So let's go and turn that lever over here. I'm thinking that as well. I have a feeling, Dreamlab, that there's something else that we haven't quite done in HoN Wrath that will enable us to do more here. I mean, we've already now enabled the dimensionality traveling, or shall we say the bubble traveling aspect. Alright. Boom. Bye, Grey World. To my right, quick. You mean here? Oh, no. Okay, so Brian reckons there are more places that we can discover here. So is it currently, my understanding is, and let me know if I've got this right. My understanding is that this thing, this is HoN Wrath. This is good. We know where that is, and we found this thing. But there's also another one of these things in HoN Wrath, and I don't quite remember where it is. Maybe I can find it and we can quickly travel over, because I have no memory of what that other dimension looked like. I'm pretty sure we didn't travel with this contraption, we traveled with something else. Okay. That's good to know, Brian. Thank you. I'm trying to find this other, what should we call them? The interdimensional travel portals things. Let's go into here. More interdimensional traveling. I thought that's how I thought we had explored that already. I may be wrong though. I tried to follow your instructions at the beginning of the session. we back at Farley's house? Part of the fun is that we're all completely confused basically at all times of where we are. Sorry, did I say we? I meant me. There we go. So this is the back of Farley's house. And there was something. I don't think it was here. It was somewhere close though. I had a feeling it was somewhere up here where that other portal was that would get us into another world, but I don't remember if that was Grey World or if that was another world. I'll see if I can find it. With the elevator, no, actually that was something else. I meant, I see, it's kind of, I've got a mental image in my brain. Let me see, I think we took a screenshot of that. That's what I thought, right? It had a very different feel to it. Those were all our screenshots from that. That was the garage thing. I think it was even before that we did that. There was that. Or maybe we didn't take a screenshot of it. Yeah, maybe we didn't take a screenshot. That's possible. Yes, it had a very different feel. I do remember that as well. Yeah, I should just be able to say render mental image. Well, there's only one way to find out. I'm just gonna have to go back and find the right way. It had to do with rim traveling, of course. I'll see if I can find it. This is how you can just spend so much time in these games. It could be here. No, it wasn't. The mayor's house. Yeah, let's try to go there next. I'm trying to find this other dimension traveling thing. This is where we just came from. This is not where I want to be. And then there's this. Yeah, maybe that's it. Let's go through here. Could be this. Could be, could it be, could it be? And it was something just so... I think I completely didn't even spot it until one of you pointed it out. I think it was you, Patrick. Move along now, nothing to see here, nothing to see. Aha! Oh no, that's not it. Rod was it? Okay. The force is not within me. This one here. No, that was just... No, that was just... We've just been here. That gets us to Grey World. Am I making it up? I might actually be making it up. That's very, very possible. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly the one I'm looking for. Yes. But hey, it's a process, a simple process of elimination, of course. We've taken both ways from the back of Farley's house, so those were not it. Let's go back and see what else it could have been. If it wasn't Farley's house, I have a feeling maybe it was... Maybe it had to do with where the waterfall is, you know? See, Rod thinks so as well. You should read Flickr World, Rod. Brian's book. It's exactly that. We go back up here. And when you say the divide, what is this the divide what we just came through? So this way you say, Brian, and then through the railway tunnel up here. Not here. That's the one, Dreamlab. That's exactly right. Oh, this one here. Yes, yes, yes. This way you mean? Uh-huh. I like that you call it the divide. I like that. That's a very good. It's a very good name for that. Yes, and then somewhere up here, exactly. It's exactly what I'm thinking. Was it here? Yes, it was, wasn't it? Yes! Totally unsuspecting, another one of these things. It will be soon. I think we've done 75% already. Do you know, you're into audio, Dreamlab. Maybe we can use your help, because I'm not entirely sure if I'm using the right compressor settings. I've narrated it so far without a compressor, but I think for the final result it'd be really good to have a compressor in there that would also normalize all the audio peaks to -3 dB. That is what ACX wants. Take a bit of noise away, and it's all that. Mike, thank you so much for joining. We're going to finish this session soon, so yes, thank you so much for joining. My brain hurts as well. Go to sleep. We will catch you next time. Just one more quick trip into a completely new dimension. Yes, I guess that answers our question. And there's that red laser again. This is the third world, basically. This is a third dimension. And it stands to reason that maybe we have to do something here before anything more exciting might open up in Grey World. But then Brian says we could have done more in Grey World. Should we call this Green World, so that we get to understand what's where? Right, Green World, Grey World, and HoN Wrath. It looks like we can't actually go very far here. Oh, we could go here. Yeah, let's do that. Dust World, that's right, yes. J World. Yeah, forget Wayne's World, it's Jay's World. And what have we here? Those are not the people that live here, right? I like the calmness and tranquility of this world. More closed doors, of course, that we cannot appear to open. Can you imagine that thing bites you? That's not pretty. I do remember that last time we didn't actually have a closer look at all this. So I thought just to tell my brain here, hey, there is yet another dimension that we can explore. Whole other dimension, my god. Patrick was saying perhaps we can finish the game today. I'm thinking there's so much more to explore. That's Rod World, yes. 3D characters. So it looks like I can't really go anywhere in Green World here. I can just about go down, but that's really all I can do. I can go down here. There's nothing else I can go through here. I can go down here, and then that's a door. End of Green World. Very cool. You will love it. It does mess with your brain a little bit, Dreamlab. It does mess with your brain, but it is just a very cool story, and it's one of those things you don't want to put down. So, there's no way we can go over here, is there? No. I wonder then if this world is one of those it's kind of a teaser. They're telling us you can go here, but there's nothing you can do here unless you fix the tree so that you can travel to this world with the underground portal. And then you can probably open that door from the other side. Maybe. Yes, exactly. Maybe that's why. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that there's nothing else to do here. So let's go back to HoN Wrath now and come up with an action plan perhaps for next time, because can you believe that we've been playing for 2 hours already again? This is so cool. Time just melts away when you're traveling across good dimensions, you know. Back in HoN Wrath. Oh yes. Yes. I think I know where we are now. Okay, cool. That's just half the battle, isn't it? Knowing how to get from A to B. Brian, what's the deal with HoN Wrath? Is there anything else that we need to do in HoN Wrath? Because I have a feeling there is. I just can't, from the top of my head, think of what that might be. I have a feeling we're not quite done with HoN Wrath yet. Thank you, Julia. That's a very good idea. The cable. Very good point, Patrick. Yes, do you know about the cable that CW was talking about? Because he told us to connect a cable, but he wasn't that specific about where that cable might be or what cable that may be. That's exactly right, Rod. He does not get involved much. Right. Right, yes, I think we tried to do something with that, but it just never really did anything other than, you know, annoy us. What, we can't go up anymore? kind of operation is this? There we go. Just need to be a little bit closer to the button in order to be able to press it properly. Because I thought just before we finish this session off, do you remember all the old TVs here? Because there was, and they are old TVs. HoN Wrath, Murray, Morfang and Captar. Shame that none of the other worlds are lighting up green, because I have a feeling that so if we've just been to if we've just been to Grey World must be Murray, Morfang or Captar, and then Green World must be, I don't know, Murray, Morfang or Captar. It also means there is yet another dimension that we haven't found yet. So, What did you say? 0, yes, exactly. 0 for Morfang. Also, I guess 0 for Captar. 0 for Murray. And just over, for maybe a 7. It could be a 6. Hard to say on this scale. 10 past 10 though in HoN Wrath. That's good to know. Absolutely, HoN Wrath green. I also have a feeling that Murray is probably never going to be green, because that looks like just a red bulb. I wonder if we're ever going to make Morfang anything other than broken. Yes. Okay, Grey World it is. Grey World it is. I think, my friends, I'm in the mood for just ending the session here and saying, let's leave all this for next time, because my brain hurts quite clearly. And yeah, I'm glad that we explored this. I'm glad that we got to Grey World. This is awesome stuff. I'm looking forward to the next session of Mystery Monday already. I'm off all week, so my plan is to go and do some exciting stuff. There's so many videos I want to do. I want to show you the images of my CT scan. I want to show you some of the stats that I've been getting on YouTube. That's over on my other channel. And for DAS Studio, I've planned some more things, namely how geometric shells work, how I-ray decals work. I want to continue the lighting series. I just got sidetracked with that, so that really needs to happen. There's some other funky things, just small little quick tips how to import animations from Mixamo and use them in DAS Studio. Very exciting stuff. And then of course there's the Unreal Engine that I want to mess with. So, you know, a lot of stuff to do, but I have the whole week off, so which is super exciting stuff. I hope I can catch you next Friday for another 3D shenanigans stream. Other than that, enjoy your week, and I will bid you adieu. Take care. Bye-bye.